Leadership means once you sit on a perch, you better see clearer than others, otherwise you'll make a ridiculous fool of yourself. One thing is, a leader means his sense of life is beyond himself. It's not about his sense of identity is beyond himself. Somebody becomes a leader because he's willing to think and feel and act for more people than himself. See, whatever we do, every human activity, the purpose of an activity is to produce something. Production may be a safety pin, a computer, love, joy, health, well-being, it doesn't matter what. We want to produce something. When we act, we want it to be effective. How small an act or how big an act is not the important. We want something to happen effectively, which means it's a question of efficiency, it's a question of with how little, how much more you could do. Learning the art of evolving this being is very, very important because everything that being… as your leadership becomes of greater scope and greater possibility, every thought that you generate in your mind has an impact on people around you. If we think the work that we are doing is important, it is most important that you should work upon yourself first. Who you are, what your mind is, what your emotions are, how you are right now will manifest in every action that you perform in the world. And essentially, leadership also means either you're transforming lives of people directly, or you're transforming situations which will in turn lead to transformation of life for other people. So transformation and leadership cannot be separated. Leadership is transformative. Leadership is a way of knowing the art of fulfilling everybody's aspirations. Leadership is the art of making people understand essentially, deep down, all our aspirations are same. Whether you are leading a company or a community or a city or a country, essentially it is about making people realize somewhere deep down all our aspirations are same. Nobody can become a leader without a certain spiritual element in him. When I say spiritual, I am not talking about you joining some religion or joining up with some group. Essentially, spiritual process means expanding the horizons of your perception and experience of life and oneself. In some way, your perception of life has enlarged itself beyond self-preservation. You're thinking not just about this being well, you're thinking of making things happen for lots of people, that makes you into a leader. If you are joyful, your sensory body would be all over the place. There would be a deep sense of inclusiveness. Once your experience of life is inclusive, without being elected, you are a leader. Without being appointed, you're a leader. There are all kinds of leaders all over the place who are managing things and taking things in their own way, isn't it? Because of their sense of inclusiveness. Wherever there's inclusiveness, people will look for guidance in that direction, isn't it so? When there is inclusiveness, when you feel everything as myself, nobody has to teach you integrity, nobody has to teach you morality, nobody has to teach you what's right and wrong. Leadership is not about you asserting yourself over somebody. It is about being able to harness everybody's aspirations and make it happen. People should not even feel there is a leader around, that's when you're a real leader, isn't it? If people constantly feel the presence of a leader, he's a tyrant, most probably. See, right now, the nature of creation is such that we can argue there is no creator because it's so perfect. If every day it was breaking down, then we would every day know and curse the one who creates this. Because creation is happening in such perfection, we can forget about the source of creation, isn't it? That's true management, isn't it so? That nobody feels the presence of the manager, nobody feels the presence of the leader, but everything is in place. That is when you're a great leader.